it's selfish to not share incredible people with others. It takes undeniable talent, hard work, and a lot of motivation to turn your dream into your reality. People put here to inspire and tell their story. Although the journey is just the beginning, it is the foundation. Come into a world where passions are fueled and success spills over. Incapable of being limited or bounded. This is the Ill Table. Guest Mikey Boska, best known as Chef Boska, has taken his love for everything delicious and made it into a thriving career. Jumping from his economic degree straight to the kitchen, the Philly native is making a name for himself in the culinary world. We'll learn more about Mikey when we get back.
I had a one-night stand with a white guy. No, you know you could have told me a better lie than that. So, you, Mrs. Pro-Black Everything, Mrs. I wear Bantu knots to pay homage to my people, Mrs. I only celebrate Kwanzaa because white Santa ain't giving it. You did it with a white guy?
Y'all know I am not down for the swirl.
So what do you need?
I need
Zeke.
Oh, so we look like we're foolies.
Then I can't leave him alone. They say you're no good, but damn no good to me. So you're not the same scat.
But I kind of like Zeke though. I mean, y'all should work it out.
Dion, fuck!
After it's all
Okay, everybody out.
Hi, I'm ShellyNicole and this is the Ill Table. I'm here with Mike Boska, world-renowned ATL, Philly chef, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry I had to put the ATL first. I
It's
know you rep
okay.
Philly.
It's all
you know,
good. It's all good.
Atlanta loves you.
Yeah, it's my second home.
Right. So let's just kind of jump into it. I've known you for a while now, and suddenly you start whipping up all these amazing things, and then comes culinary school, and then you just like took off. So kind of tell me, how did you get to that point, and what really motivated you to kind of go there?
Well, we known each other for about 8 years now.
Yeah.
I guess, honestly speaking, I graduated from Morehouse and I was realizing, like, do I want to work a 9-to-5 job that I really don't want to do but make money at? And I always not to cook, but you know how it's one of the things where like your friends joke like, oh, you ain't gonna make no money doing this and that. And I like told myself like, okay, well, I'll put myself to culinary school, which I did. I paid for it out of pocket.
Oh, nice.
So it was like, I just decided like, okay, well, I'll pursue it. And then it really became like more a passion thing. And like my nickname, the Boska thing, that came from my friend who passed away, who used to call me that, like Boska. So that was like a thing. I was like, okay, I'll run with it. And then when you realize, okay, it's working,
Yeah.
and then you really can monitor, like, okay, cool, let's do it. But that's really, it's just kind of just happened like overnight. Like I kind of went to bed and woke up like, this is my epiphany. I want to do this forever.
So with that being said, I've seen the transition. I'm sure a lot of us have seen the transition of seeing Mikey, being able to get a hold of Mikey, and then not being able to get a hold of Mikey.
Right.
So how did you deal with those transitions and kind of like, I guess, time management? How was that for you? Was it a hard thing?
I guess for me, really, to be honest with you, it's about time management. Like, you know, back when I was younger and the times when we were having fun, it was more about partying and being in the scene, where now it's like, okay, I have to dedicate my time to my craft. I mean, 16-hour days, 20-hour days, no sleep, event here, event there. So it's tough. I mean, but you still have to figure out your personal life. I mean, most chefs I know, and even young chefs, especially because we're developing our skills, we're working so much, we don't really have time for people. We have time for ourselves and in the bed. Like, and that's about it, you know? So it's really hard to say, oh, well, I'll come out tonight, but by the time 8 o'clock hits, I'm in the bed. So it's just one of those things.
What inspires your cooking? What are some things that you look to when you're cooking to know that, you know, this is it, this is what I'm gonna make, it, that type of thing?
When it comes to food choice, I kind of just, it's a brain thing. Like, I may walk in the grocery store, see something I never tried, like a rutabaga, or, you know, something on another aisle I never used before, to make it at home, versus, you know, know, looking at a cookbook or looking at a recipe. Of course, everyone looks at recipes to, you know, get a sense of, you know, idea. But for me, it's like, okay, well, I want to try this with that, and maybe it'll work, or that and this, and we'll see maybe. But really, honestly speaking, also with the food, for me, I like to see the look on people's face after they eat. It's not necessarily about the food. Sometimes about the person, the impact that you know, you and that person, or that, you know, how the relationship, because that's the relationship. Food, people love food, and to get to people's hearts usually takes food. So it's always kind of like getting a chance to talk to people, like, oh my God, that food was so good.
Yeah.
You did this, you did that, everything, you know. So that feeling is kind of
what
nostalgic. Did
you have any like inspirations for your cooking though? Like, what made you inspired you to actually start cooking, or is this something that you just kind of have always done?
Like I said, I think for me it was one of those things where, okay, do I go work? You know, I have a degree in economics,
right.
So like, do I want to go work and be an analyst, work for one of these big companies? Or do I want to kind of do something I'm good at and like really hone it and like, you know, learn how to do it? Like almost like a boxer, like, or a basketball player. Like, okay, you can dribble the ball, you can shoot a little bit, but now I want to go to the gym and really get it in. So for me, I kind of took that route. I was like, okay, I'm going to dedicate and do it the right way versus, you know, just trying to do something I'm not good at. So that's kind of how it. But the food, like I said, I really don't have a direct impact or direct what's the word I'm looking for? Influence per se. I just kind of like, once you do it and then people support you, like, you know, finally get something I'm doing that everyone supports. It's not like oh, you shouldn't do that. Or, you know, from the family to my friends to even people I don't even know. So
with that being said, and some of our viewers at home, you have a degree in economics, you said, right? Right. And you're a chef.
Yes.
A lot of people would be detoured to pursue their passion, knowing that they have such a, I guess, prestige degree. What is your advice to people who have majored in accounting, majored in math, majored in IT, majored in engineering, majored in biology, and now they want to paint? Or, you know, what is your...
Honestly, it's a balance. It's a weird balance of knowing, oh, at the end of the day, like, yeah, it might be cold in the house because I know I'm chasing my dream, but am I happy? And I really, at the end of the day, I value my happiness over anything. So deciding like, okay, I'll take $30,000 this year versus I could have made $80,000 this year. But to know that in the day I'll go to bed happy, I'll wake up happy. Everything I do is for what I love to do. It's like one of those things. And people like, you know, I look at my debt like, oh man, I owe this money and what am I gonna do? But at the end of the day, part of life is growing and learning and changing. So that was my change. I dedicated my last 4 years of just really going hard for what I want to do, and it's been working out tremendously, actually.
Awesome. You graduated this year. Mm-hmm. Tell me what that has been like, and actually being a chef in your own right. What has that transition been like for you?
Actually knowing that they don't have to listen to anybody. I mean, of course, you always have to have a superior or authority, but to know that, you know, I'm done. Like, I've done all my paperwork. I've took my certification test. I got this. I learned this. So now, like, you can't say anything. It's like I hold it up my paper, like, no, you don't. I don't owe this to anyone. But honestly, like I said, it's humbling. It's like, you know, joining anything, because at the end of the day, you think you know everything, but you don't know nothing. And for me, it was like, okay, well, I knew how to cut up this and put this seasoning in that, but it's not always about that, because when you're baking, if you put one wrong thing, your cake will fall over or whatever, you know. So like learning to humble myself in that aspect. So it really was like a learning thing for me personally, and, you know, the culinary thing. And, you know, it's kind of really taught me how to be balanced. Like I said, balance has been a big thing for me in my life now that I've chosen to do this career.
So I also just always want to ask the chef, since you cook now, like, do you have a favorite restaurant? Do you do those type of things? Or are you just like, you know what, I'm going to just go ahead and
honestly, when I go out to eat, I fly by the seat of my pants, because I give every restaurant a chance.
Okay.
I'm not a person like, oh, I don't want to go there because they got this and I don't want to try this. No, I'll go. Like, for me, I don't eat pork, but people always like, well, how you a chef and you're supposed to try everything? Well, I don't necessarily try, but I know what it's supposed to be like, you know, I mean, pork or whatever else I don't decide to eat, you know, so, and I'm allergic to nuts. So you can imagine when you have to bake with walnuts, pecans, I just put gloves on. I notice what it tastes like, or I get someone else to taste it to, you know, kind of tell me. So, you know, it's one of those type of things, but I'm never picky. I think part of what you do is you have to go out and try things to really see what you like, what you don't like, and take something from them. It's just like a giving back type of thing. It's like a constant cycle. Chefs grow old, they pass back what they got. And as I get older, get better, I pass things down, you know, to other people.
So do you have any like specialties, any like secret recipes that people can, like, when they hit you up, they need to be asking for?
Well, honestly, every time someone ever books me or wants me to cook something like for breakfast, they're like, I want red velvet waffles.
Yeah.
That's like one of the things I kind of like really got the formula type of thing, you know, for that. that. And then of course, honestly, like people just always are proud of my creativity. So like I can do a chicken Alfredo, but it will be something that like had a twist on it that you were like, well, I never expected you to put that in it. Or
that's what I appreciate.
You know, so that's something for me. Like honestly speaking, no, I don't really try to stay in the box. That's why I'm every day I'm practicing to get better. I'm baking, I'm cooking different things, trying other things outside of my cuisine. Because you know, as a black chef in the South, do you know how to fry chicken? Do you got macaroni and cheese? So it's kind of like, you know, you have to find like, okay, well I can do all that, but I also can cook you something from Africa. I can cook you something from the Mediterranean or, you know, Italian food, whatever. So it's just one of those type of things. Just gotta, you know, find how to do everything and give what somebody wants, you know, without ruining the client's situation.
Gotcha. Okay, guys, we'll be back to learn more about how to get this cuisine from Mikey.
Yeah.
Be back.
At least he's consistent. Oh well. It's like he plays a game of checkers with my heart. At least he's consistent. Oh yeah. And though I knew he was.
Hi, welcome back to the Ill Table with ShellyNicole. I'm here with Chef Mikey Boska, my partner, my friend. So you were talking about being a black chef in the South. That kind of is a great segue into what we're going to talk about now. You know, so much has been going on in the world. I kind of want to share a story with you. I'm sure you heard about it, but kind of just give you some facts. Alton Sterling was outside of a mart. He had gotten permission to be outside, was selling CDs. There was a disturbance call. Police came, and somehow video surfaced of 2 cops on top of him, basically restraining him, and then shots fired. And we see this man bleeding for his life, and he ends up passing away. No one's arrested, and the world went into uproar. I kind of want to just know, being a minority in your career field and being a minority in the world, how does that make you feel, and what do you feel like you need to do to kind of like play your part?
Honestly speaking, you know, the whole Black Lives Matter movement and the murder, you know, the absurd things that are happening in the world, I've kind of taken a mood of solidarity, meaning just strictly I've been praying and like trying to really focus on what I can do to change it without, you know, being rash and protest. Like I agree, yes, sometimes being out and about and showing face is great, but when those days go by, what do you do after that? And I think sometimes it's more in the mind than it is the outpour of what you're trying to portray, because it looks good sometimes, but then when you're not really looking at the main image, like in the day, this gentleman, you know, after looking into that story, I read a little bit about it. The gentleman has 5 children. He's an ex-con. Like, you know, he was just trying to do something to better himself. And the same for me. Like, I don't have a criminal record or anything, but I'm trying to better myself. But now it's like, do I have to live in fear because I'm nervous that, you know, not even just white people, I'm never going to stereotype that, but just any minority, anybody feeling a way about me that could potentially ruin my life or whatever, you know, how do I do that? So now I just would take a stand of peace, like, you know, things happen. Let's move forward. Let's really change our mindsets and not really, you know, starts with the youth, you know, giving back. And that, for me, that's something I'm actually, you know, segue just to kind of tell you, I'm actually working on trying to figure out a way to get a grant program where I can help kids with cooking, like doing little classes and things of that sort, because then they just need an outlet. And sometimes the outlet takes away the negativity and takes away the idle minds, and that's why people get in trouble usually. So. And in my field, you know, of course, it's competition across the board, either from another black chef to other black chef. It's just knowing what you're willing to do and what you're willing to sacrifice to get to where you want to go. You know, so that's kind of where I am with the whole scenario. And like I said, I've just been praying for the world in general, and it's just so much corruption across the world, not just in America, but just across the world. You just we see these instances happen, and then nothing changes. So now, what do we do? As a, you know, just one person to the next, we have to just change our mindset and try to do something different.
Couldn't have said it better. We'll be back, guys.
The police the same way. They put their club upside your head and then turn around and accuse you of attacking them. Every case of police brutality against a Negro follows the same pattern. And once the white public is convinced that most of the Negro community is a criminal element, then this automatically paves the way for the police to move into the Negro community, exercising Gestapo tactics, stopping any black man who is on the sidewalk, whether he is guilty or whether he is innocent, whether he is well-dressed or whether he is poorly dressed, whether he is educated or whether he is dumb, whether he's a Christian or whether he's a Muslim. As long as he is black and a member of the Negro community, the white public thinks that the white policeman is justified in going in there and trampling on that man.
Hi, welcome back to the Ill Table. I'm ShellyNicole, and I am here with Chef Mikey Boska. It's been a great show, but we gotta, are you into birthdays and all that stuff?
I'm into everything.
Okay, so what's your birthday?
December 17th.
Oh, I read it right on it. You ready? You are quiet, reserved, imaginative, sometimes impractical, and subject to moods. To be happy, you require a deep and constant love. You are generally bright and happy and usually manage to get a reasonable amount of comfort. You have few intimate friends.
That sounds like me in a nutshell. Wow.
I'm telling you.
Where'd that book from? I need that. Secret shop.
Cool. Okay, so I want you to look into this camera and tell me, if we're sitting here a year from now today and we are celebrating all your accomplishments that you accomplished in the year, what will they be?
Hopefully I'll be opening my first restaurant or bar within the next year. Really just honestly giving back. That's something I want to do, and I want to open a outreach program for youth to really get involved, not just with culinary, but just finding an outlet. And then hopefully, like I said, I'll be managing my own and really working on my own. That's being an entrepreneur is very hard, so you gotta put a lot of money and a lot of thought process in everything you do. So that's where I plan to be in a year and a half, or a year and a day from now, actually. So.
Awesome. Okay, great. Okay, guys, it's been a great show. I enjoyed talking to my partner, my homie, seeing the transition. He is one of the best chefs ever. Be sure to book him, and they can reach you at. You
can look on my Instagram. My Instagram is it is Mikey MIKEY_BOSKA. You can look at there, and you can contact me there. Actually, websites in the making right now. So just want to make sure you guys get a chance to at least see my food and take a gander. People say they usually slobber, but we'll let you be the judge. But thanks a lot for everything. Super appreciative. Thank you, Shelly.
Of course. Thank you, guys. See you later. Bye bye. For more info on the guest featured today, visit theilltable.com and itsshelly.com.